Hi there, Neil Clark of Falkirk Piping, www.falkirkpiping.com. This is lesson 4 in our How to Play the Bagpipes series, and in this lesson we're going to show you how to perform grace notes, being D grace notes and E grace notes. That's following on from lesson 3 where we employed the G grace note. Now, in this video and in a few videos thereafter, what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to perform an exercise. I'll then ask you to pause the video and practice that exercise before coming back. Now, just to recap, what we did in lesson 3 was the G grace note scale. Just a quick remark about my continuous breathing there. That's a technique known as circular breathing. It's useful to me for demonstration purposes. It means that I don't have to pause at an awkward piece and take a breath. There's no requirement whatsoever for you as a learner to learn circular breathing. In fact, we would far rather that you concentrated on your finger technique at first. Now, as to where these are in your various books, in the College of Piping book, we're still on lesson 2 here. In Robert Wallace's book, we're on lesson 6. And in the National Piping Centre, we're away at chapter 9. So we're starting to become a little bit different there. But you know roughly where they are. So the D grace note first. And there's a reason we do the D grace note first, which will be explained in lesson 5. The D grace note is only performed on 4 notes. It's performed on low G, A, B, and finally C. Again, as with all grace notes, this grace note is performed by the single finger only. We're not looking for a full D here, just the single finger only. Because it's only performed on 4 notes, it's relatively easy, and we'll start. What we're going to do at first is we're going to have the D finger extended in position before we blow the chanter. We're then going to blow the chanter and quickly put the D grace note down so that we're performing a D grace note to low G, like this. Pause the video now, please, and have a go at that. That's us covered the D grace note to low G. We're now going to attempt to produce a D grace note on low G, low A and B. That's moving up the scale, remember. We want the D and the G, the D and the A, the D and the B. What we're not looking for is a D, G, low A, D, low A. 2 notes only, that's all you need to hear. So, let's have a look at that. D finger up before you even blow. Everything on the bottom hand. Remember, after you land on the themal note or the main note, that's the note that the grace note is performed on, pause and raise the D finger before moving to the next note. Finally, let's have a look at moving from B to C. Things are a little bit different there because we have to have the pinky down. Then we have the 3 fingers above the pinky up, which in effect, of course, is forming a full D, but there's a reason for that because we then replace the D finger only to produce the D grace note on C. Let's take that from B to C. And do that one more time. You should now have the full D grace note scale going up the way from the D grace note on low G to the D grace note on C. Please pause your video now and practice that scale going up. Now, we should have achieved the D grace note scale from low G to A to B and to C. That's going up. Let's now have a look at coming back down. We're going to come back down from D, a plain C, because we can't do a D grace note coming off of D to C. And we're then going to do the D grace note from C to B. Remember, the two fingers down here must come up before the D is down. A D grace note to A and a D grace note to low G. So from D, very, very slowly. Remember that these grace notes we're practicing just now are slightly bigger than they will be at performance speed. This is purely to practice the technique and the control that you need to make sure you're playing this embellishment properly. Let's have a look at that again. I think most people find the going down the scale slightly more challenging than going up. Let's have a look at going up and coming down the scale. Please pause your video and try practicing going up and down the scale with the D grace note. Just to recap, if you're happy with that, that's the D grace note scale up and down, extending the D finger first before we blow. Having done that, our next grace note that we're going to introduce is the E grace note. And it's relatively simple as well. We can only do one more themal note than the 4 that we did with the D grace note. All grace notes are going to be performed with the E finger. Now, don't forget that there is no necessity to play a full E with the pinky or the little finger extended at the bottom. It's the E finger only. This is an embellishment or decoration, not a main note. So, as with the D grace note, to begin the scale, we're going to begin with the grace note or the E finger extended. We'll try the E grace note to low G first. Please pause your video and try the E grace note to low G. I hope you did okay with that. Let's now look at progressing through the first 3 notes. There's no great amount of movement between low G, A and B, so we'll do these just now. Remember, E finger extended first to produce the grace note before the themal or main note. And avoid, please. Make sure that the E is up, and then you should only hear 2 notes, the grace note and the main note, and not then the next main note, the grace note and the main note again. 2 notes only. Any more is a fault, and try and go back and make sure that you raise the grace note first after completing the previous grace note to the themal note. That's a lot of words, eh? So let's just have a look at what I would like you to do. So, please pause your video and try the E grace note to low G, low A and B. Thank you. Now, only 2 more notes to go, but there's a little bit more movement, of course, because we're changing the hand position to form C and D. Let's imagine that we have just finished the E grace note to B, so we're going to come from the note B. I'll show you that again. The E comes up for the grace note, the C is formed with the pinky back down, and the E comes down. Take your time, and it should be simple enough. Please pause the video and practice moving from B to the E grace note to C. Thank you. The final note that we perform the E grace note on is D, and moving from C to the D is relatively simple. By all means practice that by itself, but what we're going to do is attempt to move up the scale from low G to D, all with the E grace note. E finger extended first. This is the first note you want to hear. It's actually the grace note. Let's now look at coming back down the scale. Again, if we're coming from the E, we can't produce an E grace note on D, having just left the E. So we're going to play a plain E and a plain D, and then place the E grace note on the C. Everything's fine there, because coming from D, it's only the D finger you have to move. Coming from the C, of course, E grace note comes up, E finger comes up. We then change position on the bottom hand, lifting the pinky or the little finger, 2 fingers off the hole to form B, and the E grace note comes down. The rest is fairly self-explanatory. From B, E grace note to low A, and from low A, E grace note to low G. So let's try that from the E. Please pause the video and practice coming down the scale with an E grace note from the themal note or main note E. I hope you got on alright with that. Let's now try going up and down the scale with the E grace note. Remember, the grace note finger, in this case the E, is extended first. Now, if you're going to use that scale, what I would ask you to do is use the moving between the D and E to ensure that you don't produce any crossing or catching notes. It's not a bad exercise in itself. So have a listen to that, please, and let's pause the video as you practice moving up and down the scale with the E grace note. Thank you. Finally, what we've covered today, we've covered the D grace note scale and the E grace note scale. Now please don't forget that you can move to a D grace note on any note from virtually any other note. So that's just practice the scale, but you can also practice moving, doing that embellishment from any other note. And if you're using the College of Piping, Robert Wallace's book, or the National Piping Centre, there are exercises in the book which will help you do this. But for our purposes today, let's just have a look at what we've done. First of all, the D grace note. And secondly, the E grace note. Now, not too many more embellishments to go until you're ready for your first tune. What we're going to do in the next lesson, lesson number 5, is we're going to put these G, D and E grace notes together, and we're going to try the G, D and E scale. And this is what we're going to be doing. Now, that looks like a big jump. It's not really. You will find that once you master the G, D and E grace notes, you will be able to play them quite quickly in a very short space of time. That's where I would actually ask you for the first time to please exercise control and not get carried away. So that's lesson 4 done. The D grace note scale and the E grace note scale. I'm Neil Clark at www.falkirkpiping.com and also on Facebook under Falkirk Piping and Glenbervie Folk Duo. Thank you.